Guys, what's going on? Salute to you guys. Positivity is definitely coming your way. If you are in my audience, I'm going to end the stream in about 5 or 10 minutes on my end. And just guys, come over to Just the Guys podcast. Salute to you, Gimpy. Salute to you, Soldiers of Finance. How are you guys doing on this beautiful Thursday?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
Fantastic.
Awesome, man. I'm still am living in a dream. I feel like somebody's gonna wake me up in a minute. Uh, I feel like this is still uh, the last scene of Star Wars: Return of the Jedi, when the Empire fell, and it was a galaxy-wide celebration. And I feel like I'm hanging out with the Ewoks after the destruction of the Empire, or the destruction of the Empire. Salute to you guys. Go Trump. What say you guys for tonight's topics? We're going to be discussing Roland Martin. I call him Beady Beat. We're going to be discussing Roland Martin and his idiotic comments about reparations for white folks that Trump allegedly said. I didn't hear Trump say it at all. And we're also going to discuss, in my opinion, we are witnessing probably the greatest picks of a president for his cabinet. What say you guys before we get to the topics?
I just want to say Pete Hegseth is exactly what I said you should do to the Department of Defense the other day on the show a couple weeks back.
Mm-hmm.
Go put people in charge who are on the ground and get rid of all the generals at the top.
Yeah.
And that would be the sort of pick I think he's making.
Will he be the first cabinet pick with tattoos, Gimpy?
No, I'm sure. Yeah, is he?
I think he might.
No one else had tattoos before him? I don't know, maybe.
Just straight body tats. Okay,
dude, he's crazy tats.
Yeah, just straight body tats. Yeah. What do you think, Soldiers of Finance? Will this be the first cabinet pick, high-level cabinet pick with body tats all over?
Paul. Well, the world may never know, man. You know, they might have him someplace that, they don't want to disclose. So who knows?
He's 44 years old. He's 4 years older than me. It's, in my opinion, we are witness. Yeah, right. So he's 44 years old. He's not technically top brass is technically general status or admiral status. So he's never been top brass. Yeah, however, he was I think his last rank was major if I'm not mistaken. Is that a big problem, Soldier to Finance? You served in the military. What do you would say? Okay, that's not a problem.
Yeah, I mean he's an officer. I mean, but look, there've only been 3 SecDefs who served in the military before him. So James Forrestal, Robert McNamara, might be 3 or 4. But in any event, it's not like that's a prerequisite.
Yeah. Is he going to clean up the swamp in the Pentagon, or is he going to clean the Pentagon up from his predecessor?
Let's be realistic about it. Yeah. The Pentagon is one of the most treacherous bureaucracies. So don't expect, any sea change out of that organization.
What say you, Gimpy?
I mean, I'm hoping for my wish before. He fires all the senior staff and replaces them all with working officers.
Well, you can't.
We've had this discussion. Yeah, and you can't get rid of everyone. You got to keep the 1-star generals. But I would have to say, fine. But this at least is a step in the right direction. This guy at least has a chance to make that a reality.
Well, I think what we should do is look at him not from the standpoint of his military experience, although he has it, that's great. But you should look at it from the standpoint of this guy's coming in there. He's a Harvard and Yale grad. He's a smart guy. Okay. He can manage some things, but from the this is a civilian. Yeah. Okay. For all intents and purposes. We go to war, man. You want to have some 2, 3, and 4-star generals and admirals on your team. Okay. Because without that, you don't have the institutional knowledge that you need to be successful. And no, these guys, we don't have to go out and drink a beer with them. We don't have to necessarily like them. But if we need to pull a trigger then think about it like this: Russia and China ain't getting rid of no generals or admirals.
Never. Aesthetically, this is probably the best looking. Pause. This is probably the best looking Secretary of Defense. Will that help his popularity, particularly amongst women?
Hegseth,
yeah.
I mean, hey, he
doesn't even matter, huh?
It doesn't really matter with his position. I mean, he's no Sweet Pete Buttigieg, so you know.
I don't know. You might get a lot of women interested in politics in the cabinet now. I'm looking forward to listening more to what's Kristi Noem's position. Kristi Noem was selected as
DHS.
Yeah, I think the ratings are gonna go through the roof, man, because we have some good-looking people in the cabinet. I don't know if anybody thought about that.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Tulsi Gabbard. That's another one. Yeah, Tulsi Gabbard. Yeah, Tulsi Gabbard.
Not only good-looking, but capable.
Yeah.
Yes, a capable Russian asset, sir. A capable Russian.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Kristi Noem is from South Dakota, Gimpy. Yeah. Does that mean anything that she's from a lackluster state? Respectfully, I mean, let's be honest. Nobody.
Respectfully, yes, of course it does, dude. She's a super hot redneck. That's what.
Okay.
Like, dude, I'm sorry. A lot of these picks, yes, she's a capable woman. She can run DHS because her job is a politics job, and she's good at politicking.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll have people who know how to be cops being the cops, but what do I want out of these picks? I'm getting what I want because these are people who will enact what Trump wants to do, and that's what I voted for. I'm sorry, when they tell me I voted for mustache man, fascism, whatever, I voted for him to come in here and do everything you're terrified of him doing. That's why you're calling him mustache man and fascism. And everyone else did too. So, dang, Kristi Noem right there.
Yeah, pretty hot. Yeah.
That's smash material.
Yeah,
just don't. Make sure you don't get her to do any dog sitting, and
yeah.
Everybody has the limits, right? You got to know.
Soldiers of Finance. This is pretty much a me and you question. Trump hasn't done something just yet, but what is it that he should do? It's a me and you question.
All right.
Respectfully, Gimpy. Respectfully.
Okay, I'm thinking it's just me and you question. I think it's something along the lines of
let's be honest about it.
Space.
No. Well, kinda. If you not quite.
Okay.
It's a me and you conversation right now. Gimpy's not a part of it.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, he hasn't brought in the melanated guy.
Yeah. Do you think that he has to do it?
I don't care if he does it or not. Quite frankly,
oh God,
I think he's putting in folk that are qualified.
Okay.
And look, it's when you're looking at Congress, you got to be careful with that one because he could get that guy from Florida to do something. What's his name? The brother that was a real big Trump backer.
Byron Donalds.
Byron Donalds. Oh, yeah.
I think his district is safe Republican because you don't want to mess up that majority you got in the Congress. But the other thing is just because you're not a cabinet member doesn't mean you don't have a place in the organization. You know that? I mean, and you can get deep in the weeds with these cabinet positions. I actually, for my money, I thought Noem would be better at Department of Interior or Department of Agriculture, given her background. Yeah. And I thought Greg Abbott, governor of Texas, would have been the perfect guy for DHS. But I ain't making the decisions.
I've talked about that before about Greg Abbott. I like Greg Abbott, but I think, and I understand, things happen in life. I know he was jogging when he was younger and became permanently injured from a tree falling on him. But do you think now we would need someone in a wheelchair running, a top position? I've actually talked about that before about Greg Abbott. But he is the governor of Texas, though. So I mean,
look, FDR ran World War II.
FDR, yeah. Yeah, I would like to see Candace Owens as White House press secretary. What say you, Soldier of Finance?
I wouldn't disagree.
She's hot.
I wouldn't disagree. She's articulate, aggressive.
Aggressive. Yeah. She's not a part of the swamp.
Right.
I think that she's the kind of person, Gimpy, that she will be honest about the president. She won't beat around the bush like when Peter Doocy was asking Ketanji questions, and Ketanji was, dodging questions like Neo in the Matrix. So yeah, what do you think, Gimpy?
Oh yeah, no, I don't side with you haters. Sorry, bud.
Oh, what?
She hates my people. This one.
She said that.
She's one of those who believe we're the little hats run it all. Dude,
isn't she married to a little hat?
No. She's married to an English, a noble dude. Nobility. But dude, go listen. She's all about how AIPAC owns America. Dude, no thanks. I mean, she'll do what you say. Yeah, sure. Like, I don't disagree with that. But
if not
that or not, I'll pass hard.
Okay, if not Candace, but let's keep it in the whole black thing. If not Candace, then who? White House press secretary.
What's her face? Oh man, on Fox.
Oh, the real pretty tall one. Yeah, I know you're talking about
Harris Faulkner. Yeah. Oh, she would cry. She would crush Candace.
She would drive up the ratings for the White House press briefing.
Yeah.
Because she's a nice looking woman.
And she's brilliant for a reporter. She's very good at what she does.
She really is. Yeah. What's up, Cherry? Positivity's coming your way. Guys, whoever is in my chat, please come over to Just the Guys podcast. I'll put the link in the chat. I'm actually going to end it on my end, but we are still going to be live over here. Guys, get the likes up, share the video. We're going to drop the link pretty soon. Any more of, what about Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy and them being the head of some department?
Dodge. Department of Government Efficiency. It's not even a real department. It's a troll. Right. They're advisors. They'll recommend cuts that he should do, right? But yeah, dude, that's anything of that level of epic trolling. I'm pro. This whole administration should be primarily to show them how stupid they are, because we're going to force the agenda down your throats, and you'll all be happier at the end, regardless. Yeah. It's like, get on board because we're saving America with or without you.
Right.
So just to find out, does Trump have to fire the Joint Chiefs? I talked about this on my channel the other day. The Joint Chiefs, he's my fraternity brother, so I'm a little biased here. Would you say, Gimpy?
Day one.
Okay.
Me and him had this. We had this argument. Yeah. We had this whole thing in the other episode about that.
I never heard the Joint Chiefs talk about wokeness in the military, but I know at that level it's a political position at that point. But go ahead.
Well, he actually, when he was doing testimony before Congress, he went over and talked about a lot of the woke initiatives, and that basically said he was an advocate. So, he's got to go. Man, look, when Trump, the time he takes his hand off that Bible, man, that guy's out. He's got to go.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, the whole Joint Chiefs, I'm sorry they lied to him. They lied to him about troop movements in Syria, and then they bragged about it. So I'm sorry, the whole Joint Chiefs got to go.
And let's not forget Milley, who's the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Remember, Milley called China on January 6th.
Yeah.
And said, don't worry, we won't nuke you. Mm-hmm. And if I'm China, I'm like, hey guys, you won't believe what just happened. Anybody want to nuke America right now? We're good for the next 12 hours at least.
Who was picked the Secretary of State? Gates, right?
No, Rubio.
Rubio, Secretary of State.
Everybody's mad about that. I like that.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, Gates is Attorney General.
And I like Ratcliffe at the CIA. He'll clean up. Between him and Tulsi, the three-letter agencies will deport themselves. I mean, they will self-delete themselves across the board, those three-letter agencies.
What they're going to do is they're going to go into hibernation mode for 4 years. Yeah. That's what they're going to do.
They're not going to let them. They're going to purge them. They're going to clean house. He's not going to, dude. One of the things that Musk is going to do is going to go through the budgets He's going to find every inch that we can get rid of, and he's going to recommend those cuts. Whatever cuts he can figure out to make happen will happen. Everybody's job is on the chopping block. No contract is going to protect you, no regulation. He'll deal with the lawsuits. He's going to put an AG like Matt Gaetz, who will take every stupid lawsuit, will deal with all of it. They'll win some, they'll lose some. But he's going to do what he wants to do. He has no worries. There's nothing, no one can stop him.
There's a line in the film The Irishman. It's a line in that movie says, if they can kill a president, they can kill a union president.
Yeah.
Okay, so never underestimate the capabilities of these three-letter organizations that have been around for quite some time and have a lot of tricks in the bag. I don't want to overestimate a Trump presidency. You know, I think there's a lot of euphoria out there right now. But there's also a line from Pulp Fiction that the wolf says, let's not start and you guys can finish the rest. If you recall that line. Don't get overly excited about the capabilities of.
Gotta have hope, brother. It's a new day. You gotta have, like, I don't believe it's going to disappear, but I believe that for the first 2 years of his presidency, there was an opportunity to magically, not just dramatically, but magically transform how the government does business in a way that makes us competitive with the rest of the world. No one can touch our economy because it'll be the streamlined engine. Like, it's doable. It's not doable. It just takes the willpower and the I don't give a fuck to, pull it off, man.
I think that a lot of that will happen, but I also think it's quite possible that if Elon and Ramaswamy get too close to something, they might be brought in and say, hey, guys, look, this is what this money's going toward. Okay. And now you know why we can't disclose this. Okay. Because the public would basically lose their shit. Okay. This black budget is black for a reason. Because, I don't know, we're keeping fucking aliens under the Denver air.
Yeah, but dude, I don't know. They're not looking to cut that budget. They're not looking to cut money there. Those things aren't at risk, right? The big secrets we keep. Trump's not trying to expose the big secrets. He's not trying to destabilize it. He's trying to get rid of the fact, the things that's. Sure. He wants his name tattooed on the side of the United States of America for 100 years, just like he has it on the side of a building everywhere, right? Like, that's what he ultimately. So he figured out the first time he wasn't ready for the business of being a politician. He talked about it when he talked on Roller, how it's like all this, it's so different. It's a different town, different players. Now he's coming prepared. He's ready with his appointments. He knows he has 11,000 seats he's got to fill. He has 10,953 of them picked already type, right? Like, he's making these announcements. They're transitioning. They're setting up. They're moving forward. They're not hesitating. You don't think there's a stack of EOs ready to go on day one?
Sure they are. All I'm saying is this. You know how my family makes money? We sell stuff. Okay. And we know that it's better to under promise and over deliver than
Scotty. You just quoted Scotty.
Yeah.
Star Trek.
It's true though. I'd rather have my clients have good surprises as opposed to bad surprises.
Before we get to the FEMA official, who should Trump pardon?
Eric Adams.
Oh, yeah, proactively. He should just have them throw the whole case out. He should have them and make him an ally for life. Dude, I think it's crumbling for them. Look what's going on. You have people like Fetterman coming out and talking, and then you have them coming out. Chuck Schumer, let's work together. And dude, all of them, he was Hitler yesterday. Sorry, mustache. And now we can work with him. And Christian Gillibrand, I'm going to invite Trump to New York. Oh, yeah, New York's not in play. Sorry, you're right. New York is a solid blue haven where the one of the sitting senators, the mayor of the biggest city, right. They're all trying to get Trump's attention.
He would have to wait for a verdict before he could actually pardon him.
Dude, what about Tiffany?
No.
He could proactively pardon him in advance.
For really?
That he's dude, he could just have the whole thing thrown out.
Remember Ford and Nixon?
Really? Oh, okay. Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, you could give a proactive pardon for crimes that you may be suspected of.
I saw Tiffany Henyard lock that chick up.
Yeah, okay, 100%. But she still wants to kiss Trump's ring. Everybody, dude, they know
What if she did do that? Trump said, "I'm, like a shaming ritual. Like I want Tiffany and you come to the White House, get on your knees and kiss the ring."
No,
she wouldn't do it.
Because
you don't get no pardon.
Because she would. It would be too easy for her to do.
Yeah, she would do that happily to get a pardon, right? Yeah. We agreed on that.
Yeah, she's got
100%. That woman would do whatever it takes to get by.
Yeah. Do you remember when she dressed up like Oh, go ahead. So
let me give you one. Hunter Biden, for that charge he got on that gun thing.
Yeah.
That charge is BS. Okay. So basically, they're saying that because he answered the form saying that he didn't take drugs, and therefore he should be allowed to get the firearm.
Yeah.
But the Constitution, Second Amendment says nothing about you not being addicted to substances in order to have your right. It's a very dangerous precedent because I don't need to prove I'm drug free to be secure in my Fifth Amendment right. So he's got tax evasion stuff coming up, but for that gun charge, he should be pardoned for that.
What would that do for Trump? Like, what's the benefit of Trump? I mean,
what's the benefit from the standpoint of Second Amendment advocates, for one. And the other thing is, damn, if you're Biden, Biden's
you hurt yourself with base. Yeah, but you hurt yourself with your base. Big time. You pardon, unless you have some really good pitch. And I'm not saying there isn't a really good pitch out there. Hunter Biden's been the target of a lot of people's ire as the front man for the Biden crime family.
Well, Biden's going to pardon him. Biden's going to do it before he gets out of there. But
isn't that a conflict of interest? Wouldn't that be a conflict?
Doesn't matter. You can pardon yourself, basically, now that you have presidential immunity.
My thing is this, as a Second Amendment absolutist, I'd like to see it. Will he do it? I don't know.
The FEMA official. Can we bring that on the screen? The FEMA official.
Who they named for FEMA?
No, we're talking about the lady who instructed her workers not to. Go to
another conspiracy theory by Trump proven right moments after they called it a conspiracy theory. Dude, but did you expect any different? The government is literally I was a government contractor for 15 years across all different divisions of the civil government, literally, and at all levels of it. From the top to the bottom, from the appointees of the president's office down to the lowest grade GS that they had, I worked with. And I'm telling you, man, they are all true blue Democrat. Being a Republican is a shunned thing in the federal civil government. This does not should not shock anyone. That's why Maryland and Virginia are so blue.
Right.
Can we play it?
KJ.
Can we play the clip? There we go. Thank you so much, KJ.
We keep having this messaging coming out of these agencies, especially during the Biden-Harris administration, that there's nothing to see here. With regards to FEMA, they are being now presented with evidence that they were treating people differently based on their partisan views. That is an incredible discovery in the United States of America. And so, of course, you're going to have an investigation. We're not going to wait.
Well, FEMA insisting that the case of let's bring in the FEMA official who was fired over the incident, but claims she has been made a scapegoat. Marnie Washington. Marnie, thank you so much for coming on. I want to read this because this is from the FEMA administrator, Deanne Criswell. She said this, and she's talking about you. She said, quoting here, recently, a FEMA employee departed from these values to advise her survivor assistance team to not go to homes with yard signs supporting President-elect Trump. This was reprehensible. I want to be clear to all of my employees and the American people, this type of behavior and action will not be tolerated at FEMA. You say this is not your policy. You're not political. You don't care about the right or the left. You are simply doing your job and following your orders. So you're telling me these orders came from somebody above.
Correct. When I first reported to Florida, I was already on another team. I was there as a specialist. This was the culture. They were already avoiding these homes based on community trends from hostile political encounters. It has nothing to do with the campaign sign. It just so happened to be part of the community trend. When you focus in on the campaign sign, you are violating the Hatch Act. So that is something that FEMA definitely wants to stay away from, because it was created in 1939, and that was to protect citizens from being alienated based on their political stance.
So just so we're clear, you're saying that basically FEMA was doing this out of safety. They were doing that safe because they had some adversarial conflicts with some people with Trump signs in their front yards. So they banned every Trump sign. They said, don't go to any homes with Trump signs. And if that's the case, why would they come down so hard on you? Why are you the scapegoat? Why are you the one they're saying was, quote, reprehensible for actually putting this in place when you did not put this in place?
What's reprehensible is they're not being transparent. Why is this coming down on me? I am the person that jotted down the notes from my superiors, and my notation in Teams chat was exposed from their surge capacity team. That's exactly what happened. And it's easy to then say, well, haha, it's her name, it's her writing.
Right.
Make her accountable for it. But I'm just simply executing, again, what was coming down from my superiors.
Right. And I'm wondering, because it says things like, when on this list that says avoid the Trump houses, drink water, take rest breaks. There's a list of things. You didn't come up with those either, right?
No.
So you didn't come up with any of this list. Is that a fair assessment?
Yes, sir.
And I'm wondering, how do you prove that, Marty? You're trying to save your reputation. How do you prove that this order came from above?
Well, the last time that question was posed, I verbally called on all DSA crew leads and specialists that are still active with FEMA and former to come forward and discuss our avoidance policies, our de-escalation policies. Because to be honest with you, we don't just I know the highlight here is the Trump campaign signage, but if someone is in another, like an urban community, and it's a different culture and someone feels uncomfortable, we can't go to that home. If you have loose dogs and someone on the team is comfortable with dogs and another person is not, we can't go to that home because of safety precautions.
So you feared the Trump houses. The people on FEMA were fearing the Trump houses like they were fearing people with vicious dogs in their backyard.
Exactly. And that's based on the trends. You can ask FEMA for incident reports. They have those because they ask us to report out if there's an incident at home. And unfortunately, again, the passionate supporters for Trump, some of them were a little bit violent.
But all of them were painted with the same broad brush. All of them as being, we're not going to go near these because we think they're all bad people.
No, because some were registered. Some did receive case inquiries and updates.
Yeah.
Some of them came outside and said, hi, I appreciate what you're doing. I would like to participate. And then some were very vocal and firm that they didn't want anything to do with FEMA, and they thought that we were crooks.
And lastly, we've got to go. We're running out of time here. Did this also happen in other places? This was Florida, but did it happen in North Carolina? Did it happen in other places?
Georgia as well. Just ask the crew leads and the specialists. They will discuss their avoidance and their de-escalation methods in the field. Okay. And I think Ms. Criswell would be happy to know what's going on, truly.
Marnie, thank you for coming on. We appreciate it.
Now, my crowd may not like this. Maybe you guys won't like this. I believe her. Florida has some interesting people.
She said Florida, but she said it happened in Georgia, North Carolina.
I thought that was in Florida.
But she said at the end, he asked her, did they have the same issues in North Carolina? She said Georgia also. So she's not only did it happen in Florida, but they avoided Trumpers claiming that Trumpers were causing incidences in North Carolina and Georgia as well. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying
and it's plausible that even in Georgia, these workers probably did run across some sketchy Trump supporters, respectfully.
Yeah, but how many incidences does that get to make it a policy where you avoid victims? And then the excuse that I'm sorry.
Was it really policy, or was it just sort of
like? Yeah, that's what she said. It was policy. She said it was policy that safety invoked policy.
Okay. She thought this was in a written method and procedure. The other thing is she's lying her ass off. Go back and watch the Roland Martin video. That's the first interview she did. She contradicted things that she said in the Roland Martin video. So,
well, she's met a lawyer since then.
Well, she better meet a better one because she needs to stop talking at this point. Because she's on record now as contradicting herself.
I don't even care. I want to know how many incidents.
Okay, how do we know that it became a codified or an official?
Because she put it in a document as a management employee of FEMA.
And told people to deal with it in that manner. And she's saying that she was just passing along a larger thing that was used throughout North Carolina and Georgia as well, because they labeled Trump supporters based on incidences as...
Yeah, I believe that part. I believe that this was something organizational bigger than her. Otherwise, she wouldn't have felt comfortable actually immortalizing this thing in a document.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, how many incidences did it take before they labeled all Trump supporters? Or is it they labeled all Trump supporters and then found the incidences, right? What does Stalin say? Show me the man, I'll tell you the crime.
Beria said that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, this is, look, all right, all three of us live next door to each other.
Sure.
We all got Trump signs. FEMA shows up. I curse them out. Okay? I live in the middle. You guys live on the other side. I curse them out. They skip you two?
That's what they do.
Haven't even met with you? I mean, what the hell is that all about?
Yeah.
Well, it's your fault, Tyrone, man. You better, why can't you behave, brother? This is why we can't have nice things.
And I bet you, the question she needs to be asked is, did you ever meet anybody hostile with a Harris sign? And then did somebody write down somewhere that let's skip all Harris?
Okay. Is it possible that maybe in the policy or the directive, she may have mentioned, okay, well, don't go directly, but try to make other methods of contact, maybe?
And she hasn't said that.
She hasn't said it. Okay.
She hasn't said that.
Yeah. Because I'm not going to sit up here and pretend either that a lot of Trump supporters are just running through green pastures with butterflies either,
Yeah, but neither are Harris supporters.
Right. Well, we already know that. Yeah. Yeah. We know that too. But, yeah.
I mean, it's America. They're pissed off human beings everywhere.
Right. Exactly. Okay. Let me see. Somebody said in the chat that I'm smoking crack. I knew it. Zig says she might be clout chasing. Next, she'll be interviewed by Tokyo News. Sherry says, make no sense. No one would be tough deal with it when helping them in a hurricane. Okay. Reset TV says, understand very carefully. I was also a first responder with FEMA before. I guarantee you she went over and beyond any mandate to purposely send directives to all of her subordinates to avoid Trumpians. Oh,
I worked in the federal government, man. They try, I know there are plenty of good people, right? I was a contractor and there are plenty of good people there, but there are some seriously, dude, you couldn't mention Trump inside a federal building. I'm sorry. Anybody who says elsewise that you could freely talk about Trump during his run now, 16, even when he was president running in 20, being a Republican is like this large a group inside the civil federal government. It's the smallest group of people that exist. Sorry, man. Yeah, it could totally happen. Easily, the people there. And they've been staffing up with crazy loyalists for God knows how long.
I have friends who live in D.C. I haven't seen them in years, so I was on the phone with them. You know what they said to me? They said, if you come to D.C., we can't have you at our house. Because we don't want people to know that we are affiliated with a Republican, man. It's wild, man. It is.
Man, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's Soviet. That's Soviet stuff.
Yeah.
Right there.
We can't be affiliated with you, man. That's flat out. Just flat out told me that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A few months
that's
ago.
The Soviet stuff.
Dude, that's not. I mean, that's insane.
You think so?
Of course, I've had people tell me they can't be my friend because of, and it's over Trump.
Yep.
Like that makes no sense. Like I'm totally okay with you being totally out of your mind, leftist, communist, lunatic. I listen to you just fine. Yeah, but no, Trump is the devil. Yes, we all know.
But
you sold your soul, brother.
Keep an eye on these people, man. These are the same types of folk throughout history that have, done strange things. You know, when it was time to, just take Khmer Rouge over in Cambodia. These are those kinds of people who will, if given a little bit of authority, will turn into brutal oppressors.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be surprised. Your neighbor could turn into the most brutal, oppressive agent of the state. Something straight out of fiction, man. Okay, given the right set of circumstances.
Oh yeah, I could believe it. I
mean, you don't even need the right set. That's a big scope. The right set of circumstances.
Yeah.
In America today, a lot of us would turn on our neighbor for a lot less than we think. If I'm being honest.
When I say,
I know for a fact if illegals, right? Like, let's just say we knew without a doubt the people who moved in next door to you were illegals, right? I live in row homes. You know where I live. If they moved in illegals, and we knew, we're just saying it's flat out, no question. It was just a family of illegals. They're fresh over the border. They're getting, I would call ICE on that in a heartbeat. Yeah. I'm not waiting for Lake and Riley to happen in my neighborhood. I don't want that. Why am I going to even tolerate it right next door to me? Without hesitation, I'll pick.
If they were beautiful, blonde, sweet,
I will call ICE on them. I do not care.
Okay,
dude, I have a thing about illegals. Like, my wife is a legal citizen, legal immigrant. Her parent, like, come here legally. Like, it's a thing for me. It's a pet peeve. So yeah, I would call it like.
Okay. Roland Martin, or AKA B2B. Can we get him on the screen? Can we get him on the screen? He's also a dear brother of mine, same fraternity, Soldiers of Finance.
Really?
Yeah.
Alpha, what's it?
Alpha by Alpha, yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, KJ.
Furthermore, I will direct the Department of Justice to pursue federal civil rights cases against schools that continue to engage in racial discrimination and schools that persist in explicit, unlawful discrimination under the guise of equity will not only have their endowments taxed, but through budget reconciliation, I will advance a measure to have them fined up to the entire amount of their endowment. A portion of the seized funds will then be used as restitution for victims of these illegal and unjust policies that hurt our country so badly. Colleges have gotten hundreds of billions of dollars from hardworking taxpayers, and now we are going to get this anti-American insanity out of our institutions once and for all. We are going to have real education in America.
So Donald Trump is saying, white people, I'm coming to you with reparations.
Hey, Gimpy.
Exactly. And that was written into
that noise.
Yeah, something in your background, man.
Yeah, you got there you go. Just during the video.
It's like a fan or something.
KJ.
Before the ink, and that was written into everything that he just said is a part of Project 2025.
Yep.
The Project 2025 that he said he didn't know anything about. But before the ink, or before the votes are even counted in this election, he's already rolling out the Project 2025 policies, and his transferring or transforming the Department of Justice and the Office of Civil Rights from something that investigates and deals with anti-Black racism, he is now redefining it as dealing with anti-white racism, anti-white discrimination, which doesn't exist, but that's the identity politics. And that's from Jim Crow through the Southern strategy, right, which was identity politics defined, to Ronald Reagan, to Pat Buchanan, all the way through this person. That's all they do is identity politics. In fact, even the economic anxiety argument is really another form of identity politics, because when they talk about the working class and economic anxiety, they're only talking about the white working class, but as if Black folks ain't working class. That's identity politics. It's all this country knows.
When you talk about Blackness and what happens,
your so-called Black presidential candidate Kamala Harris, she didn't speak to economics. Okay. What frustrates me is you've got a whole cottage industry of Negroes who do nothing but talk about race. If tomorrow morning we woke up and there was no more racial animus, Roland Martin would be some low-level government functionary. Okay. Yeah. By noon tomorrow, he get the job. He's asking the rest of his co-workers, hey, look, I'm going over here to the Wendy's. Y'all want anything?
Yeah.
All right. This is a person who actually danced a fucking jig.
He did.
With Hillary Clinton. Okay.
In front of Ellen.
Some step and fetch it type of character. Okay. It's time out for all of these race hustlers, man. They have no interest in improving anything but their wallets.
Yeah. Cliff Albright, the Negro, and you read my mind. I was going to say the same thing. Cliff Albright, the man that was talking about Project 2025 and playing this race game. He went to, guess where he went to school, Soldiers of Finance?
Where'd he go?
Cornell University. Got into an Ivy League. Mm-hmm. Majored in economics, which is ironic. What I believe is he underperformed somewhere early in life at some job, or he probably couldn't get a job in his field. And like most of these Blacks, like you said it, well, I can always sell race. That's exactly what these people are doing, man. And it's sickening. Uh-oh, here we go. Come on. Yep. But look at Roland Martin.
So good to see you, Miss Hillary. I love you, Miss Hillary. Welcome to TV1. Oh, Lord. I dance with NASA. I dance with NASA.
Cliff Albright, Soldiers of Fortune. I don't even know this dude. I bet he lives in a white community. I bet most of his investors or whomever is pulling the strings behind him are white.
Definitely. Man,
the racism industrial complex, man, is something that needs to be dismantled, man. I can see a nigga like that from a mile away, man. Uh-huh. And that's exactly what it is, man. He underperformed in life. And it happens to a lot of people, man. And, he started off probably as an adjunct professor. I think he got another degree in African studies.
Of course.
Not from Cornell, but from it was another school I looked up. But, probably an adjunct professor somewhere teaching African studies. And he probably was thinking, damn, man, he started his own little organization.
Of course.
And he just figured I can make money doing this, man. And this is where you get a lot of these, Joy Reid, Simone Sanders. Yeah, to be completely honest with you, man.
Yeah, look, Jesse Jackson, he milked it for quite some time.
Yeah.
Al Sharpton.
And so the fact is that, first of all, Project 2025 is not even attached to Trump. It's Agenda 47. So I don't know why people keep saying that about Trump. Project 2025, which there are things in it that I actually like, have nothing to do with Trump. And did we get to the part about reparations in there, or?
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we didn't. Okay.
She's got to reshare it.
Okay.
All right, so he's trying to make the case in the next clip where he's trying to make the case that Trump is focused on reparations for white people, and this is another thing, man. These guys can't critically think to save their lives, man.
No.
I mean, he's just trying to say he's turning it about white racism, right? Like he's trying to make it that everything Trump does is to make life better for white people and not for black people, and use the institutions meant for black people against them and stuff. Like it's
people. I'm coming to you with reparations.
This country was founded on identity politics. There's never been an era that hasn't been defined by identity politics, by white identity politics, by white male identity. It was literally, identity politics is literally enshrined in the Constitution. Y'all said only white men, property owners, could vote. That's the original identity politics. And every era, every decade since then has been defined by that identity politics.
In fact, Cliff, here is Donald Trump touting identity politics today.
BDB.
Yes.
And getting their money's worth.
What happened?
Furthermore, I will direct the Department of Justice to pursue federal civil rights cases against schools that continue to engage in racial discrimination and schools that persist in explicit unlawful discrimination under the guise of equity will not only have their endowments taxed, but through budget reconciliation, I will advance a measure to have them fined up to the entire amount of their endowment. A portion of the seized funds will then be used as restitution for victims of these illegal and unjust policies that hurt our country so badly. Colleges have gotten hundreds of billions of dollars from hardworking taxpayers, and now we are going to get this anti-American insanity out of our institutions once and for all. We are going to have real education in America.
So Donald Trump is saying, white people, I'm coming to you with reparations.
Man, this is what happens.
Exactly. And
this is what happens when you are so mentally and intellectually stunted that you see the entire world through the lens of race.
Yeah.
These two guys cannot see any situation on this earth outside of a lens of race. It's pretty damn sad, man. It's really sad. And if they had this case, you remember that case back in 2003, Students for Fair Admissions or something like that. The Asian students took them.
Oh, yeah, Harvard, yeah.
Look, man, Asian students spend more time studying.
Yep, they sure do. I've seen it.
And it pays off, okay? Look, if I want to compete and get into MIT, I'm going to have to spend more time in the books, man.
Yeah.
It's just the fucking way it is, man.
Yeah.
Okay? And to do anything other than that is to get to a point where you look like Boeing does now, where they've hired a whole bunch of substandard people and they got satellites falling out of the sky, spaceships stuck in outer space, planes falling out of the sky.
Yeah.
Because they went on this DEI bullshit where they had to have a whole bunch of different people of different sexual preferences, genders, colors, instead of just hiring the best fucking engineers they could find.
Gimpy, Soldiers of Fortune.
Finance.
Finance. Finance. A great man once said, avoid conversation with the nigga. The nigga will lie. He will make excuses. He will use words that he don't really know. And if he gets really desperate, the nigga may start to dance or rap. Do you know who this man is?
You asking me or Gimpy?
Or Gimpy, yeah, both of you.
Who?
It's Roland Martin.
Uncle Ruckus from the
Ruckus from the Boondocks. Yeah.
Nigga will lie.
Okay.
You didn't hear one word, well, you didn't hear the reparations at all.
Right.
And Uncle Ruckus, Roland Martin sat there and completely lied. BDB sat there and lied. Man, I went to school. I had professors like him. I had upperclassmen. like him. I've known so many blacks like this guy. This dude, he will race hustle to the day he dies, man.
Yep.
And let's just say Donald Trump does want reparations for whites. I mean, hell, the Democrats, the side of the aisle that he supports, they gave reparations for 4 years to Ukraine and all. And let's be honest about it. They gave reparations to illegals, for 4 years, but that's neither here nor there. But here goes the thing. If you ask me, to a degree, I think white people are deserving of reparations. I mean, for I don't know, for 70 or 80 years, they've had to tiptoe around black people, scared to say a word without getting with the fear of being canceled or fired from a job or undermined or shunned from their own community or being labeled a racist. Hell yeah. All that psychological torment. Let's be honest about it. So to a degree, hey man, if you want to give reparations to white folks, but I'll tell you this though. Being in Soldiers of Finance, I really believe, man, that school should just be mathematics, reading and writing, science, and that's it. Mother F that history. I mean, to be honest with you, man, that's what I've always believed. Teaching about slavery, man, is the worst thing you can do with a black, particularly a black, because you will have these niggas walking around thinking that they are oppressed in the year 2024, 2030, 2050.
That's not because we teach history about slavery, though.
Gimpy,
because we reward victim. No, it's not, dude. I'm sorry. I come from a people who value history and value that you have to teach
people
history.
Have higher IQs, bro.
That doesn't matter. It's never forget.
Average.
Dude, it applies to everyone. It's not relative. You can't forget that, because then, dude, if we forget what happened from slavery, slavery will reoccur to your people. Like, that's just an automatic. If you forget the lessons history teach you, history is doomed to repeat itself. I'm sorry. Like, that's a fact, man. Like, someone will try to enslave you if you don't remember your slaves at some point.
I'm going to have to respectfully disagree, sir.
Let me say this. I'm with you on there being, there should be no more than 5 to 6 majors in college. Okay. Whatever was working back during the Egyptian, with the ancient Egyptians, when they were on top of the world, engineering, mathematics, they did study history
and agriculture.
They studied philosophy, medicine. Okay. As far as music, hey man, half these people out here successful in the music business, they never even saw the inside of a college. Either you got it or you don't. Okay, with regard to that. Unless you want to go somewhere like the Peabody Institute or something like that, which strictly focuses on it. As far as history is concerned, look, those who do not study history are doomed to repeat it. So we live in an era of victimology, okay? You had black people studying history before the Civil Rights Act, and they weren't taking it and crafting it into some, victimhood. They were just honestly studying history. But I do agree that there should be a very limited amount of majors in any college. Okay. If it is not immediately translatable into something that you can go out here and make an appreciable paycheck with. All right. Like, what's up with the sociology degree? Who the hell's hiring for that? All right.
Universities.
Uber.
Right. Uber. Okay.
Hooters is hiring for sociologists.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, man. As far as that, yeah, we definitely do. And I've said it before on the channel. As far as that, look, studies have been done, man. I mean, it's a tough pill to swallow for some folk. The generalized IQ piece. Okay. I think Asians are at the top of the heap, or is it Ashkenazi Jews? One of the two are at the top of the heap there. I actually think it's the Ashkenazi Jews that are at the top of the heap there. As measured, okay? Now, that's a general measurement. Doesn't mean you can't go out there and enhance your intellect. Doesn't mean that at all as an individual. But somebody put Nigerians in the chat, man. They're coming to this country, and they've got the highest level of advanced education. Okay. And we've been sitting here for 400 years and can't make something happen. We got Roland Martin and this other guy, they're the best of us.
Go ahead, Soldier to Finance. Go ahead.
No, I'm finished.
Gimpy is not wrong, but he's not correct, in my opinion, right?
Look, I don't have a problem with limiting underwater basket weaving and like arts and drama. Like you don't need, but you gotta have history. Man.
Those days are, bro. Listen, I grew up around. I'm not saying you didn't, but I grew up immersed with blacks. I am telling you, as a black person, the worst thing to do is to teach black people about slavery the way that it has been taught traditionally, man. Bro, I am telling you, these blacks, I hate to talk about black people, man, but a lot of blacks don't have abstract thinking and high IQs, man, where they can question certain things and analyze and rationalize. Bro, they will go around thinking, bro, when I was a kid growing up, kids watched Amistad. The next day, they wanted to fuck up a white person. Mm-hmm. Kids were taught about slavery.
Because that's because they're not being taught proper. Like, dude, when you teach them fiction and call it history, like, again, look, dude, first of all, I want to say I've been hanging out with you too long because I was half waiting for you to say you shouldn't teach black people to read and write.
No,
and, I've been hanging out with you for so long. I expected you to say that.
Gibby, slavery's not coming back, bro. Not in the sense that.
Thank you for saying that, because I forgot he said that. Right.
Yeah, slavery.
You're kidding me, right? Because slavery isn't gone in this country.
Yeah, I get it. Slavery. Go ahead, CJ.
Okay, I get it. Globally, there's about, I think yesterday I was talking about this on another channel. There's 70 million people in slavery right now across the planet.
Right.
The future that we are going into doesn't require it for some reason, right? We're going into automation now. We have, like, literally we have.
That's short-sighted, dude. There's always a place for slaves.
Dude, we are creating robots. They're going to.
That's to do, dude. You are thinking in a hold on. You are thinking in a very linear manner. You are thinking in the terms of slaves fill a need. You know what the need that slaves fill that you can't get from robots? Domination over your fellow humans. Humans will always want. Okay,
hold on. Look throughout history. In every society that has slavery, that's one of the issues that they don't teach. They make it seem like the Western slave trade was the only slavery.
No, it was everywhere.
No, that is how it is taught. To give black.
Again, I didn't say that it's taught well, but
give me a second here. Let me finish my point. They teach the Western slave trade. It wasn't a war; it was a trade where West African countries and villages traded for slaves. They try to make it seem like it was an exclusive event in history, when in fact, this, like CT just said, we created slavery in Libya recently when we ousted what's his name?
Gaddafi.
Yes.
Okay. So you have to understand, it is expensive to have a slave. There has to be some economic value.
There is. Dude, what about sex slaves?
Hold on. We're not going to get esoteric. We're going to pay attention to the history. And you can't point to me.
Yes, I can.
Hold on. You don't know what I'm going to say. You can't point any era in history where a nation state had the institution of slavery simply so that one portion of that society could just dominate the other.
That's not true. Dude, it's called sex slavery. It's called sex slavery. That's it. It's called sex slavery.
Dude, what do they do with the people they enslave?
They have sex with them. They violate them. It's for simply the fact to dominate them. You're going to tell me that robots are going to replace sex slavery.
White slavery is an economic construct.
Dude, that's one thing. I am just pointing out to you that automation is not going to get rid of the need of slavery. There will always be a need for slavery. There will always be people who want slaves. Like, you make it seem like the human condition ends. I know you guys are very optimistic about transhumanism and the rising human consciousness, it will be built on the corpses of billions to achieve what you want, dude. I'm sorry. Because nothing in life is clean and neat, and many people will be crushed to achieve the dream you guys both dream of.
You're a slave right here, right now. If you got a mortgage, or if you don't pay your credit card outside that, if you pay your credit card bill outside that 30-day cycle, you're a slave. They have expanded the notion of slavery, the economic benefit of having someone tied to a job. Okay. How many people can just get up and be free and say, you know what, the hell with this job? No, because they have the car payment, they have the mortgage, they have the credit card debt. They've got slavery for every color and creed in this country. All right, slavery is working better than it ever.
That's voluntary. That's indentured servitude. That's not slavery, even by the metrics you're creating now. Because we're choosing to enter those credit arrangements. We could save up cash and live on a cash-only basis if we chose to. I'm just saying it's a doable thing. But if you agree with me in the chat and you think that slavery is an infinitely permanent institution, hit that like button and subscribe.
But Gimpy, the argument was whether it should be removed from schools.
Right. I think you have to teach, because if you don't warn people about the ills we've done in the past, people will continue to pick that. I don't think that you teach them. Hold on.
Why not? Go ahead, Gimpy. Go ahead.
I don't think you teach them the 1619 Project, where every black man's a victim walking around, but you don't ignore the fact that chattel slavery existed. Because what happens when the black kid finds out, because the chaotic element in your environment brings that information to light, because it's not untrue, but you've been covering it up by avoiding teaching it. Which problem is worse, when your population finds out you've been hiding information from them, or when you've been trying to manage the population in an honest discussion? I'm just asking you, like, which problem do you want to deal with from a man?
Slavery has happened for thousands of years. I mean, I guess since the dawn of time. Do you teach all of the events of slavery?
No, but you teach about slavery. Chattel slavery in the West is a significant historical event. It's a different
about the slavery in ancient. What about the slavery in ancient Rome? Do we teach that?
Yes, you teach about that. We teach.
I mean, if you're going to teach about the Western slave
Spartacus, hold on, dude.
If you're going to teach about the Western slave trade, then you also have to teach about the Arab, that were going in the other direction.
So when you teach about the Moors, you teach about the slaves the Moors had. When you teach about Rome, you teach.
But Gimpy, I grew up in I don't know if you went. You didn't go to a black school, right? No. All we were taught as kids was chattel slavery.
Right.
I'm telling you, it made it seem like, bro. I was always smart anyway, but other kids didn't have a concept that other groups of people were enslaved. They didn't have they just thought that they were an inferior race, that they were bad, that whites were bad people, and this, that, and the other. No, there were other groups of people enslaved across the planet. What about all of the wars in China? What about other groups of people were enslaved?
I don't disagree. That's why
I agree. Okay, so you're saying teach it equally. Like,
yes, and be fair about it.
I agree with that.
Okay, I agree with that one. But I think what Trump is saying is get rid of the teaching of specifically chattel slavery.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I don't have a problem with what he wants to do either. I'm just saying that ultimately, if you want to do it right, you have to be honest about it in some degree. With ourselves, from a cultural perspective, what problem do you want to deal with? The problem of keeping an informed population, or an ignorant population learning a couple of facts that make them run wild? Which one is more dangerous to the health of your nation? That's what I'm trying to answer with education. I'm educating my population so that they're more manageable in a positive way, not a oppressive way. Through enlightenment, we all want the same goals.
Well, I don't know about that, but
I'm just saying that concept, I'd rather try and work it out to get along than to have to put my boot on your neck. Like, honestly. So if I'm going to pick, I'll pick to educate my people to achieve that goal versus the one where I'm going to keep them willfully.
I still maintain that there is a form of slavery that exists today in the United States. It looks a whole lot different. That's why it's hard for people to recognize it. Because you don't think you're a slave if you can go to Walmart and buy a big screen TV, okay? or go and put yourself in debt with a $1,500 a month car payment, you don't think you're a slave. But in fact, you know, you can't do what you want to do. Okay. And you can call it indentured servitude if you want. But when wages have not grown to the tune that inflation has, okay, it's not like, I mean, really, are you making money? Okay. A good percentage of 60-year-olds and over have no savings.
Right. No, dude, look, you're not wrong. The system, look, if you want to have a conversation at the level of, is the system going to crack under its own weight? Sure. Dude, all of us every day will warn you in 9 different ways about how how things are coming to pieces. Eventually, that's got to come to a head at some point, whether we teach the history or not, honestly. But like, we keep talking about all these things going off the rails in different aspects: education, finance, politics. And dude, you think that there isn't going to be some blowback from him doing whatever Trump is about to do? I mean,
the difference between, I guess, your people and black people is teaching about slavery and oppression with black people hasn't helped, in my opinion. It's really hurt the black
culture. But why is it that it hasn't helped them? Again, I feel like because you have I'm
gonna tell you why.
If I can never have a job again after what I'm about to say, so be it. But like your people have a lot of grifters who capitalize on using your commonality against you. You know, there's a lot of race grifting amongst, like, Jews don't go around Jew grifting to each other. You might have all the conspiracies in the world about them Jew grifting everyone else.
A lot. You got to give me an opportunity.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Stop you right there. You can go on and make your point from here.
No, that's my point. That's it.
You're right. I'm agreeing with you. Listen, black people are into symbols. Okay, so we will transfer Wes Moore becoming the governor of Maryland. Okay, he's first black governor of Maryland. We will look at that and that alone as some win for the entire race. Now, he doesn't have to do a damn thing for blacks. Okay,
yep.
He doesn't have to institute any economic policies to help us at all. He's just a symbol. I would argue that your community doesn't get down like that. You know, it's like this ladder approach where, okay, you've done this and I need this and I can get it from you, and you need this, you can get it from me. And there's a lot of interdependency and cooperation in there. And there's no mistaking a symbol for substance. Okay. Barack Obama took a lot of heat. What did he do for black people? What the hell did black people ask him for besides being black? Okay. The gay lobby asked him specifically. They demanded gay marriage. They got it. The environmentalists wanted an end to the Keystone Pipeline. They got it. Hispanics wanted some relaxation on immigration. They got it. Okay. What do we want? A black president. We got it. Okay. So we're into symbolism. We're not into substance. Look, I mean, Kamala Harris just proved that to you.
I don't
make the stallion on stage.
I can't argue against you. You would know better than me. It's your lived.
I mean,
this is truly a lived experience thing. I'm saying.
No, it doesn't even have to be lived experience. Anybody who is observing this objectively saw Kamala.
Yeah, but I know a lot of very smart black people. I know UNCT.
You saw Meg Thee Stallion take the stage.
Yes, I did.
Okay, and in that rally, she didn't talk about how she was going to decrease inflation.
No,
she didn't need to.
No.
Right.
But again, I see where you all come from. I just feel like you don't give yourselves enough credit. You don't give yourselves enough credit to try.
Gimpy, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. And I hate to do this, but large numbers of blacks, man, don't really have the cognitive abilities to take in that kind of information and really break it down. Maybe a lot of Jews are capable of doing that, man, but a lot of blacks, man, are walking around saying that my ancestors got buck broken.
Mm-hmm.
All of your ancestors got buck broken during slavery.
But what's your ancestors? Give me one name of an ancestor.
And then Gippy, you've been there when I've asked.
Dude, I know what you're talking about. That's why I'm laughing. I'm trying to be their lawyer, though. I'm trying to do what you do, man, and not like die laughing. Look, I know what your guys are saying, but again, I refuse to say that means give up on everyone, because that's the argument I have with the anti-Semites, right? If I say here that it's okay, fine, then give up on black people, then it's okay, then blame all Jews.
But we're not. But
it's the same. But it's the same mechanic of an argument. It's a small It's a percentage of the population that are screwing it up for the whole, and then you're just blaming the whole and punishing the whole.
All right, somebody raised a good question. Okay, because
you want to drop the link, guys? If you want to drop the link too, by the way.
Oh, someone come up? Yeah, I got
our link. Okay.
This comes up a lot.
So KJ,
this question about
in the chat.
This question about what is a president supposed to do exclusively for blacks? I don't know. But hell, they did things exclusively for the gay lobby. Okay,
yeah, but the gay lobby knew what it wanted.
Right. They knew what they wanted. If you're giving your vote to a party, to the Saddam Hussein numbers, 90%, you're damn right you can ask for something. Okay? None of those constituencies I mentioned voted for Obama in the percentages that blacks did, okay? But blacks in our inability to articulate an actual desire beyond, oh, you got black skin, good, we're good. That inability to articulate is what hurt us. And I don't know what the hell it is. Maybe it's this. Maybe say, look, our schools in the inner city are bullshit, okay? They're not safe and they're not teaching a damn thing. Maybe open up that voucher program that Obama shut down. That would actually, I'm not looking for something that exclusively helps blacks, but if it can be something that predominantly helps blacks, hell, that would help kids in Appalachia as well. So be it. The gay lobby, when they pushed for gay marriage, this was an initiative originated by wealthy gay people, because they wanted the financial benefits of marriage. They didn't then say, oh, well, two gay people from East Baltimore that ain't got two fucking dimes to run together can't get married. They said, fuck it, let them do what they want to do. If it benefits them, let them have it. But I want those financial benefits. They articulated it. They got it. Okay? So that's our fault that we don't articulate an agenda. But like CT said, I don't know if we are collectively astute enough politically to do something like that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Gimpy.
Again, like I've been around. Okay, so like for example, so you know where I come from, CT. I've been there when three guys of your persuasion are all on the same side of an argument. They start off attacking you. You say one thing, and then all of a sudden the three of them are attacking each other.
Yeah.
So I understand what you're trying to get at, but again, my argument is it's not about the specific group. It's about the mechanic of the argument. Mm-hmm. And the mechanic of the argument is that yes, we have a negative set within our group.
Yeah.
That are ruining it for everyone. My group has that too. I live through it every day. Dude, you guys know me. I don't fall into that category of anything of what these people talk about. I'm just a normal person living their life every day. But the mechanic is that because of that evil, I got to run around with my head on a swivel. So, yeah, no, dude, you can't do that. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to Bling down here. It's not fair to Logic, Reason. It's not fair to all the guys that I know that doesn't describe them. What you should get that label because there are some people out there who can't keep that. Like every group. Oh, like name me Catholics that are innocent. Name me group Protestants, Hindu, Arab, white, black, Chinese, Islanders. Like I'm just saying, like why is it that black people have to inherit only their evil? Why can't we judge you by your Ben Carsons instead? I mean, we all have far fewer exceptional than we do. Look, I'm just trying to make the argument from my perspective as that I have to defend my people.
Well, it's kind of challenging when make it when we say we've been here in the country, FBA's been here in the country for centuries. When we got the book I recommended to you guys a while back, Black Fortunes, it talks about, I believe it was 6 slaves that ended up being the first Black millionaires. Okay, when you look at something like that,
yeah,
and then you look at an era where we literally have the collected fucking intelligence of humanity in our palm.
yeah.
Okay. The ability to get on a platform like this. We've been on this thing for what, an hour now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how much it would cost to broadcast to the fucking world in 1980 for
Just
an hour?
20 years ago, shoot, probably.
Dude,
Right.
just in,
Okay, so
in
you're
2010.
So you're telling me,
Yeah.
so we got all that, okay? We got a situation where we've been here for centuries. We got technology out the ass, okay? Technology that, I mean, how many millions of dollars would you have spent for this computing power in 1950?
Dude, you could fly a million space shuttles.
Then you've got immigrants that come over here. They make it happen. Okay, did you know that Indians from India, Indian Americans, have cornered the motel industry? They control the motel industry.
And liquor stores.
I don't know about liquor stores.
No, dude, liquor stores is another one that they do all over here.
Maybe they did. But verifiably, they control the industry for motels. Okay? We've been sitting here for 4 centuries and we couldn't do that?
Yeah, but the argument is that they'll say that you had stuff and people destroyed it. That every time again, I'm just doing the CT role, which is this is normally your job, bud. But like, I'm just reminding you that the argument back that they're going to say is, if we built Black Wall Street, white man came and bombed it, blah, blah, blah.
Build again.
I'm just saying, like, they have a million arguments back for you. I hear it every day.
Soldiers of Finance. While we were talking, I went on that guy Cliff's LinkedIn. You should go to his LinkedIn and see what his first job was.
What was it?
An adjunct professor.
Okay.
That's why I'm the Negro Whisperer. I know these types, man. He was an adjunct professor. Then he ended up working. Guess where he ended up working at?
We got a guy backstage, by the way.
Atlanta Public Schools, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
He figured it out. I'm just gonna sell blackness.
Right. I can't compete in the corporate world. Okay.
Yeah. And on his LinkedIn, he did go to Cornell. Now, on the website earlier, it said applied economics.
Okay.
The LinkedIn said business management. I said,
okay.
A lot of people said he couldn't compete. He got a BS degree from. I mean, he did go to Cornell. That's a plus. But he got a business management degree, which is sort of underwater basket weaving to a degree, and he couldn't compete, like you said, in the corporate world. But you know,
yeah. That long and short of it.
Yeah. Shippy said those dudes. Oh, okay, he dropped off. He said something was wrong with his mic, Gimpy.
Those dudes might.
Oh no, I'm checking. No, because he wasn't. We didn't have it set up for this. The avatar with no video. So when he was in here before, his mic wasn't muted. It's fine now. It's gravitating away is his name.
Can we also talk about liberal women who are withholding sex for 4 years? Particularly Whoopi Goldberg on her Instagram announced it. Or on
OnlyFans went out of business after she made that announcement.
Yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg withholding sex. Okay.
Yeah. Whoopi Goldberg is withholding sex.
Who is she withholding sex from exactly? I want to meet this person.
Joke of the century.
Put him out of his misery.
Yeah.
What's going on, bro?
Hey, what is this podcast, by the way? I just subscribed, by the way. So
we're still trying to figure it out. Be honest.
We well, you know, we're talking about Roland Martin right now. Roland Martin he went after Trump, saying that Trump only wants to give reparations to white folks. And Trump
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
That was foolish. That was foolish.
Is that it?
We agree.
Like beyond that, like
I think it's Mike.
Well, because he said a lot, dude, in terms of that. There's no such thing as white racism.
It's just getting to the point, like, who's falling for this bait, man? I have a lot to say, but at this point, 47's in, I'm seeing all these liberals around me upset. I'm loving it somewhat, but, falling for the okie doke, what could you really break down about that BS, man? I mean, reparations for white people, how does that even look? Seriously, this is not the Reconstruction period, bro. Like, come on.
These people just use certain trigger words, certain inflections. It's the same fallback that they've had for a long time now. It's no longer working. They're flailing around. They don't know what the hell to do. Okay. The baby boomers, once they start to move on to the next realm, I think that things have become a lot clearer. The black baby boomers are holding us back, man. They still remember that black only water fountain, and they're traumatized by it, man. Still to this day.
It's like and respectfully, it's like what CT said. Growing up, I remember all they pushed was like slavery, Rosa Parks, not giving up her seat. And the point I'm trying to say, the gist of it, if you really understand, like I've done community work, right, and social work, and once you understand a lot of the black minds out there, if you're going to teach this stuff with nothing productive, right, there's no angle at what you're trying to create from it. All you're doing is pushing out more detrimental children into the community, underdeveloped mindsets. I mean, it's all detrimental. I'm telling you, teaching this stuff with no aim, no rebuilding, no constructive way of looking at things, right? You get a bunch of people with issues with self-confidence, people that really think they're owed something, people that really have a gripe out there, right? And it's scary because I remember what CT said. I seen it. They would play Amistad, etc., the Roots, and then all of a sudden a bunch of white kids, no offense, would get knocked out after school, sometimes in class.
Hey, look, I was sitting in Do the Right Thing. Remember that Spike Lee movie?
Oh, classic.
Okay,
classic movie.
I'm sitting in there, man, and I'm in the theater. Okay, this is wild. This is a long time ago, right?
88.
And man, when they broke the window, remember when Spike Lee broke the window?
Yeah.
I swear to God, man, white people got up and left the theater. Man.
You damn right they should have. Yeah.
Now, gravitating away, let me ask you this. Do you think the aim of the way they teach slavery, do you think the objective is to just create anger, to create a perpetually angry person susceptible to this message for the rest of their life?
It's Mike. You're
muted, man.
Oh, sorry about that. And my thing is,
Mike is kind of messing up. Soldiers of Finance.
I'm sorry, guys. Go ahead.
No. Did you hear the question?
Repeat it. Go ahead.
All right,
I can hear
you were saying that they're pumping this information about slavery into the minds of the young people. Do you think the objective is to create just a whole bunch of pissed off, angry people susceptible to this liberal message for the rest of their lives?
If it's from a liberal, angle, then yeah, I could see that. I agree with that. I could see that.
Okay.
I guess I'm being proven wrong here, bud.
How so?
Because it's clear that I'm underestimating the negative impact on what's been taught.
Real quick, Soldiers of Finance. In '88, when you were at the movie theater watching Do the Right Thing, and you noticed the whites, how did they just, was it sort of like, okay, we don't have to see the rest of the movie? Like, it was like a slow get up? Yeah, because
it was like en masse, man. One guy got up, grabbed his girl, left, and then like 20 people, 20 white folks got up and left, man. There was no verbal communication.
Yeah.
It was all mental, man.
Yeah.
And I was with a group of students, you know, and we're cool. We're not into that sort of thing. But it was just blew us away, man. We talked about it like for hours after that, man. We've never seen anything like that.
Do you think, okay, so, and not to speak on Gimpy's behalf, but when Gimpy said, you know, the Jays have thousands of years of history. I mean, Gimpy, you could be in a classroom and, you know, it could be Jews or Germans or other groups of people watching Schindler's List. But because everybody kind of looks the same, you don't really have that animosity the way that, hey, if I got done watching Amistad, I'm looking at every white person, you know, like, you know, I'm not going to lie to you, man. I still get a hard on, not but one of my favorite scenes in Amistad was when he killed that guy on the boat. When he killed him, and he was screaming. I said, "Oh, kill that whitey!" And I like white people, but
it's natural.
I can see the pain in that nigga's
eyes. You must be tether, CT.
But also
you must be tether, brother.
That was a Hollywood production,
right?
And Hollywood is powerful, man. Hollywood in the music industry, man, can make you come out of character or reveal your character.
Yeah. I like white people, but when I saw that scene in high school, I was looking at my white classmates a little bit different. I'm telling you, man, those images are dangerous, man. And we don't even really know what happened on that damn boat, to be completely honest with you.
Right.
I'll say this, CT. I remember a reading teacher once told me in front of the class, you know, it's the old stereotypical angle of we got to walk 1,000 miles to what a white person has to walk, you know, 2 feet to, right? And I remember telling the teacher, all right, you have this platform, all these black kids, you're not telling them to go venture out into their local library, pick up books that the school's not providing and get a deeper dissection of our history. Is not just in bondage. Like, come on, you're quick to tell me we're the so-called original man, but you won't go past the whole slavery thing. And that's how I see it. There's no balance. You just give them trauma and pain. What the hell do you think that will evoke?
So how do you save your people? Like, you know what? I know all the problems, all that. How do you save them?
Math and science, man.
Yeah.
Let me go to the scene where he kills the white man. Is that possible? I don't know if KJ or you or Gimpy.
KJ has it. It's not.
Yeah, KJ, can we go to the scene where he kills the white man on the boat? Like, that was the scene where I'm telling you, man, it even got me to not liking white people for like 2 seconds. I'm like, God damn.
An eternity for CT.
That's why it's in hell. That's what I'm saying. That it's dangers in that, man. Even with me,
I get it. Like, I get it, man. I get it.
Hey, bro, let me give you this understanding. When you get a black liberal teacher trying to break down history to you, all I think of is color purple. You're black. You're ugly. I think all these negative conversations, and it's like, damn,
black.
The problem is hanging out on CT show, man. Even if you didn't believe it 5 minutes after being there, you'll believe all that to be true. Because I get it, man. I've seen what you're talking about. It's just, it doesn't matter. You can't give up. You can't throw it all away because it sucks. Otherwise, dude, every Jewish person would have to succumb to the anti-Semitism. Because the argument, like, how am I supposed to say, dude? You would have to. It's the same nonsense because a few bad Jews mess it up for all the Jews. Like, I'm sorry, I can't let that. You guys have to find an answer.
The honest truth here is, look, this is the 21st century. Okay. The thing about this is, when the hell are we as a species going to stop thinking in these tribal, you know, methodologies?
It's the human condition, my friend.
Well, Reagan said, you know, I'm paraphrasing him. He had a speech at the UN and he said, what if humanity had to unite from a force outside our planet?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
I would love the Independence Day route of utopia.
Reagan said that back in the 80s.
I would love that. I would love that, man. Like, dude,
have you come to this conclusion because you've tried everything with your people? And I only say that because if it means anything, even when I speak like this, I still have a footing in the community, right? I still reach out but it's a high turnover dealing with a lot of projects geared towards helping Black youth, right? It's a high turnover, and it's Black men and women who are quitting these positions. Because once you go ahead.
Yeah, this is the scene where
Yeah.
There was some joy watching that.
I'm telling you, man, and I don't like. And here goes the thing, I'm gonna tell you something. It's over.
Well, look, that scene is designed for you to be on the side of the oppressed.
And I'm telling you, even to this day, and I gotta agree with gravitating away. That brings me joy, and I like white folks.
Yeah, like, it was some selfish.
Imagine what that does to like a Florida family that calls into the show. You're me, Gippy.
Is that black white or is it villain hero?
Black versus white, man. I'm telling you, man. I never looked at it like that. I looked at it as this supposed pain and oppression, supposedly, and it is so vicious, man. Like,
Yeah.
See, Gippy, hey man, you don't want a whole bunch of blacks to watch that over and over, man. You know, that's
it was some selfish dopamine. I must admit, it was some selfish dopamine.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
Can we go back to Mike from Boston?
But CT,
go ahead. What's up, bro? The black actor has some serious pleasure out of filming that scene. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And here goes the thing. We don't really know what happened on that boat. We don't know if it was just eating cake and ice cream all day. How are you Africans doing? Oh, we're doing good. You don't know what happened. But that shit right there, shit. A white person better not look at me the wrong way for 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's that same guy, Shifty. That's the same guy.
But CT, I'm sure as you got older, you could look past, some of the purposely things put in place to like set your emotions.
Well, that was smart,
right? Like
of course.
Hollyweird. Hollyweird always has an agenda. So.
Hey, Soldiers of Finance. I'll tell you another one too. Another classic movie. Not Dolomite. The one with the pimp.
Pootie Tang?
Superfly.
Okay.
Remember when Superfly was beating that cop up at the end of the movie?
Yeah. I think they put that in. They put a little something like that, and I'm gonna get you, sucker. When the kung fu guy beat the cops.
Yeah, but remember he was beating the white cop up, and that was supposed to be like beating up the man.
Right. Right.
I'm like,
right. Yeah,
well, it was more comical. Did you see the exaggeration of the bulging eyes, like in that scene? My dad used to watch a bunch of those, man. It was fun.
Black exploitation.
He said, "Who you think you're talking to?" He said, "I'm talking to you, Jack." And it got the whooping his white boy's ass. I couldn't believe it. Yeah,
I used to think those brothers was cool as hell, man. I thought those brothers was cool, man.
Again, that was designed to make you think that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I still watch like the Coolie Highs of the world and certain things. I still go back and watch.
Go back and watch Lawrence Fishburne's first movie.
That's not the scene right here, KJ, but yeah.
Called Cornbread Earl and Me.
Cornbread Earl and Me. Another movie
classic
that made me not like white people too. When I first saw it, a liberal ass high school teacher had us watch this movie. And Cornbread got shot. I said,
the hell kind of high school?
Damn, the dude was going to the league. He was
the 90s. The 90s, they showed us all of this stuff, especially if you had the right black teacher. They'll show you this stuff, man. I'm telling you. Secretly, now I'm thinking, I don't know if they were trying to condition us low key.
Listen, the black teachers in those schools didn't like them really the women. They didn't like each other. I remember when OJ was acquitted or found not guilty, one of the two. I was in 5th grade. I remember my black teacher, Miss Corley, She came running into the lunchroom. All the black teachers. He ain't guilty, y'all.
Yeah.
You should have saw them white women. What the white women were like. They were. Oh, I never forget it, man. Dude, yeah.
Dude, all those black teachers in the 90s you're talking about, those are all that's the wave of Marxist education overtaking the public school system, dude. Those are the first wave of true black Marxists dominating the education, the public education system is the 90s and all that. All those things, they didn't do it to make you mad, to get you. They did it to destabilize everything. They want the revolutionary change that it'll bring about. They want to get you and use you as the weapon of the, defeat the proletariat, for the proletariat, to defeat the kulaks.
Side subject, that OJ verdict was like comedy gold in the black community.
Yeah.
Just to throw that out there.
Dude, every black person I know was laughing their ass
And look, check this out. Here's the other thing that a lot of white America didn't understand about that. Nobody gave a shit about OJ until Mark Furman testified and was under cross-examination by F. Lee Bailey. And he asked him, he said, have you ever used the word nigger? And Furman said no.
Good point.
And he was like, are you sure? Are you sure you've never used that word? And the way he came at him was like, dude, he's got to have a recording of you saying it.
Yeah.
Because
drop the ball, yep.
Right. And sure enough, he broke out the tapes. And then Black America got galvanized, man. They started paying attention to the OJ trial after that.
I didn't know that.
But that's the hypocrisy. In the 90s and late 80s, no black person was pushing OJ, but it's almost like we need an excuse to like have this vitriol for white folks, because y'all wasn't rocking with OJ even after nobody was rocking with OJ. So
OJ had become like a minor film star. He was a pitch man. He advertised Avis Rent-A-Car and Samsonite luggage, and he did the commentary for the NFL. But
and that was my introduction into OJ. I remember him broadcasting, and not long after, he's on a high-speed chase. I was like, that was my introduction.
Okay. Yeah, but nobody was paying attention to OJ from black people.
Oh yeah, because the media blew up those Furman tapes to the moon. That was the beginning. Like again, the 90s is the real begin. Like they laid a lot of groundwork, but the 90s is the true beginning of the execution of this. Whatever you want to talk about in the conspiracy world today, it started then, because you're about to have the 24-hour news cycle is born at the end of the 90s. Like everything you're talking about is the literal starting point of what we complain about today.
And remember also, Furman was an LAPD detective, okay? And that whole thing was fresh in the minds of really everybody, but especially black people. Yeah. And that took them right back. It was like, oh, okay, we're hearing the tapes now. And the tapes have got to be online. You go back and listen to them. They're disgusting, man.
Would it have been any better had he said, yes, I said the N-word? Like, what? It's a no-win.
And that's my point. Aside from that, let's be honest, even at my tender age of 10, remembering that, I knew even at that age, this was more so a symbolic victory of a black man is accused of killing two white folks and got away with it. It was just like a symbolic victory for like
what
all
did I say
folks
earlier? That we're into symbols. Okay.
Yeah.
We're into symbols. OJ became a symbol.
I agree.
So yeah, man. Look, on a completely different note, do you hear this guy tell Letitia James he was gonna put her fat ass in prison?
I didn't hear that.
Oh, that was beautiful. Yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah. This guy, he's an attorney, Mike Davis. He was being considered for either AG or White House counsel. And Letitia James had come out and said something about Trump, and man, he lit into it. He said, "We will put your fat ass in prison. Don't play." I don't have the whole statement. Maybe KJ might have it, but he put her on notice, man. She hasn't said anything since.
I liken that to Megyn Kelly calling Joy Reid bald. I mean, it's kind of beautiful because I hate these people. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't hear that at all.
Yeah. Yeah, so
you'll see more of this in the next 4 years or so.
Absolutely.
You'll see more of it.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Here it is.
Fat ass in prison for conspiracy against rights. I promise you that. So,
I thought he called it
long and hard before you want to violate President Trump's constitutional rights or any other American's constitutional rights. It's not going to happen again.
Wow.
Just like
let me
that.
just say this to Big Tish James, the New York Attorney General. I dare you to try to continue your lawfare against President Trump in his second term, because listen here, sweetheart, we're not messing around this time, and we will put your fat ass in prison for conspiracy against rights. I promise you that. So think long and hard before you want to violate President Trump's constitutional rights or any other American.
Democrats need to feel the burn. They complain.
Yeah.
Oh, Republicans play dirty. No, dude. You guys are the ones who weaponize everything you touch to fight your. This is what I'm saying. Everyone who voted for Trump, whether they're willing to admit it as I am right now, is they voted to kick the crap out of these people. Yep. They voted to gut the system that allowed them to take over the country. Everything that they accused, no, we are just going to remove everything you have put in place to make this place unlivable. That's it. And we'll go back to the way we were before you melted down the system on us.
Shit about, he can't talk to a black woman. Listen, the position of prosecutor is the most dangerous political position in America. Because they can lock you up, they can trump up evidence, they can do whatever the hell they want to do to take your freedom, take your life. All right. And they have the smallest amount of oversight with all of that power. So put her ass on notice.
Oh, yeah, dude. No. Everybody's got to be held to account. And, they're talking about what's his face, Jack Smith, that they should make him a judge so Trump can't touch him. Like, dude, no, everyone. You line them all up and investigate them, every drop of their lives. You turn over like they did to every one of Trump's allies. No. You all should feel what you dished out for the exact reason that you're as corrupt as you claim everyone else is.
I agree. And you have legitimate reason to do it. Look at Fani Willis. We need to investigate and figure out why she visited the White House before she charged Trump. Who did she coordinate with? Okay. You need to take
who's funding all these prosecutions, the investigations, the evidence. Where is this 30-year-old evidence coming from? I want to see a chain of custody that goes back. Like, I'm sorry. Enough is enough. I want civil.
It ain't fun when the rapper got the gun. And
exactly.
In reverse,
civil
imagine a Republican, prosecutor at that height, which Letitia is, a day after the election, that half-hearted, press release, you're trying to congratulate him, but you're shitting on him. Like, nah, man, go after that fat bitch the way he said it. Go after her.
Yeah. Right. Because when they have,
I'm sorry, I only sound like this because I know too many women like her who I've worked with, who around my circles. Man. It's like their lives are bitter.
Yep.
Right.
Not married, no kids. Yeah, she's 66. Yeah. Nothing else to do.
Oh,
66.
All that frustration on defendants.
And enough is enough, dude.
Yeah.
Like, we spent the last decade.
Damn, black don't crack. She's 66. I did not know that.
She is kind of smashable. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, she's kind of and at 2 o'clock in the
morning.
Your
taste has been called into question more than once.
No, I said.
Nah, she got some dimensions. Hey, she got some dimensions. She got some dimensions. I'm not gonna hold you.
She's not bad looking for a senior citizen. She's bad. She's a whale, but
The fact that we're having this discussion shows that Trump's in office, because we would be worried about getting banned from you.
Well, that's the beauty of being a man. You can't really narrow down. Our options. Like, if on a bad night, on a rough night,
who is worse between her and Kathy Hochul?
She is. Hochul's more smashable for me.
No, I was actually talking about in terms of like
politics.
Dude, really? They both suck. Like, I
think she's worse because she's got prosecutorial power.
And Hochul's an empty suit.
She's dangerous.
Said you don't know how to use more dangerous.
Right.
Yeah, I remember when she said little black kids will not use a
Yeah,
computer.
I'm just saying, like, dude, she's the dumbest thing to walk around. Like, she's literally an empty suit.
Gibby, the day she said that, the next day I called local schools in the Bronx, and like you should have heard the people like they were like, "What? Yeah, we heard what she said. These kids know how to use a computer." Yeah, wow.
Dude,
I remember that episode.
Oh yeah.
They're all morons though, because if they think for themselves, they get the Eric Adams treatment.
Yeah.
If they're like the dude in Chicago, they get run for president. Like Gavin Newsom is going to get to be able to run for president for just being a glorified sleazeball with slick back hair for his entire life. Yeah. I mean, like literally, they're gonna try and coronate that dude. They're gonna run a couple of guys against him to test the waters, but like in 2028, they're gonna try and make that guy the king of the Democrats.
And somebody said Hochul has more power. Hochul has more general power. Letitia James has the focus power to send some state police to your front door, kick your door in, and drag you out.
Yeah, and seize your bank accounts
with some charges.
Yeah, and seize your bank accounts. And all that fun stuff. Yeah.
And so that's the other thing. That's the other value in turning this around on them is, hey, once you get that subpoena and once a grand jury is convened, you need to hire lawyers.
Yeah,
and lawyers are expensive. And if we get 5 years down the road and we didn't find anything, oh well,
but you're broke.
You still lose.
Yeah, because you weren't a billionaire.
$4 billion.
Yeah. Dude, look, that's what I'm saying. Like it's about time. Like, so they're telling us to be cut off from family, friends. They're the party that told spouses, husbands, friends, to lie to each other. Like they promoted this thing where they put these little notes. It's okay to not tell anybody you voted for. Dude, what sort of campaign is that you have to like not? I'm sorry. As a Trump supporter, I gladly go to all my family functions. I wear my Trump hat. I smile. I enjoy my time. I don't pick any fights with anybody there. They know what my politics are. It's not like we're new to each other. If they want to fight with me, they'll fight with me. If not, it's family.
Me and my brothers are Trump supporters, okay? But the rest of our family is not. And there's no fucking issue. We just vote for different people, okay? This is not a big topic of conversation at Thanksgiving. All right, we got other things to discuss. And for that psychiatrist to get on MSNBC,
right?
And remember, there's this ailment called seasonal something disorder where folk get kind of depressed during this time of the year. And her professional advice was to avoid family because of a fucking election. All right. These people are sick, man. Sick. Okay. You know how to deal with your own damn family.
Yeah.
But they're sick. They're literally sick people. When Joe Biden won in 2020, I voted for Trump. I just got up and went to work the next day. I didn't act out and, go crazy. I'm sure you guys didn't either.
No,
I think we live in the upside down.
It's a good movie, by the way. Ship, you said my dad has severe. Oh, can we go back to that one? My dad has severe TDS. It's wild. He's a boomer. Mm-hmm. We all still get together at Thanksgiving. And what was the second one? You said I'm the Jerk says an old white Gen Xer, 1965, told me he can't wait until 2028 because Gen X will finally come into power within office. I told him he better pray to make it until then. Respectfully. Did you guys see or hear about Mike Tyson? He just went viral about 20 minutes ago. He slapped the dog shit out of Jake Paul.
Oh, at the weigh-in?
Yeah, at the weigh-in, yeah.
Oh, he gave him a taste of what it was to box in the 90s.
Yeah, he slapped it. Yeah.
Let's check this out, KJ.
Oh. They got a better video on Instagram, Twitter.
Just drop the link for her in the back chat.
It was a quick little shot.
Yeah, that's like getting hit by a bus.
I don't know what Jake Paul was doing. Like he was crawling to him, acting silly. I don't know, man. Yeah, he's crawling.
Yeah, dude, he steps up in his way, and
yeah, it's kind of I mean, this is obviously staged, to be honest.
Yeah, it's promotion, man.
It's promotion. Yeah,
dude, I just think it's tight that it's on Netflix live. That's a new that just shows you that like main media is dying.
It's dying.
Oh
It's
yeah,
it's dying. Like not just news, like just in general. How many people have cut the cord? Like I don't really watch cable TV. I don't have it in my house. I just have.
What do I always tell you guys? This is going on year 15 for us. No cable.
Yeah.
I don't even have
like 4 years without cable.
I don't even have I haven't owned a TV in like 15 years.
Good, man. Good. Yeah.
I don't even own a TV.
Well, I own a PlayStation, so I own a TV.
You gotta have a TV.
Okay. You got it. Okay. What about
it's almost all the same nowadays, guys. Yeah, not really. I'm into the computers, but it's almost the same thing. For the love of God, I don't know who's paying for cable if you have internet access. But
yeah.
But there are, dude, people do that. Like I know people who like are religious for their shows. It's like it makes no sense, dude. Just wait, it'll stream soon.
Mm-hmm. But look, like CT said though, legacy media, man. CNN, they're laying off top talent. MSNBC might be sold to a hedge fund.
Yeah, their top talent is just a bunch
beautiful.
It is.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, dude. I just think the whole
beautiful.
Like Gen Zers proved it. They don't care what celebrity. They could care less what $1 million celebrity has to say. They're more interested in what some YouTuber says or somebody on TikTok.
Speaking of that, did you see?
You would think after that massive. Well, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say. Speaking of that, did you see how unimportant Don Lemon looked today when he told everybody he was getting off of Twitter, and people were just dogging his comment section like, "Oh, okay.
Shit,
like, who the hell are you?
How long until they come back?
Oh, a week. He'll be back in a week.
Dude, they're all going to this thing called Blue Sky.
Like Mike Wallace.
The downside. Downside of a lot of these figureheads being laid off is even after the election, you would think they'll think, strategic and what did we do wrong? They're tripling down on the BS. Yep. So I need them to keep this motion. Yep. And for the next 10 to 20 years, it will truly be a red wave. Right. Promise you.
Right.
Dude, let them just keep this momentum going. You want to back up?
No, I was gonna say because we were talking about how mainstream media is becoming irrelevant. But back like 30 years ago, if Don Lemon would have said that he's leaving something, it would have been big news. But when he said it, it was like, like, dude, who? What
yeah, but like they all, Stephen King said it. They're all like, oh, I'm leaving. Yeah, and they think 1 million followers are gonna follow them to like Blue Sky. Like, dude, no, they're on X to see the hate. Like that's what they want.
Yeah.
That's why it's on X.
It's a glorious thing.
I don't get the fabricated arguments they push down our throats. This is not happening in real time. People are not discussing these issues. Like, come on, man.
When you say like, give me an example. What issues?
Okay, for instance, certain talking points, right? Is always about LGBTQ, whatever in school, the movements of that or whatever's going on. They spent the entire budget, talking about Trump or in a certain manner and like, abortion things. And speaking of abortion, that's something that's always been like secretive. Nobody's like talking about that openly with, their families about, hey, oh yeah, you know what I did today? I just got an abortion. Nobody talks about these things openly the way they would have us believe. Like, it's not an issue the way you think it is. If anything, is detrimental, especially to black folks. But that's a whole nother argument.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know, guys. You have any other topics or?
No, I think I'm good.
No, I'm just waiting for the Tyson fight. I really hope and pray that I'm not looking for any permanent damage to Paul, although I do want to spend a few days in the hospital. That would be good, let the feeling come back to his lower extremities over the course of 48 hours.
Is this what boxing has come down to? This is what happens to boxing?
He's broke. He's broke, bro. I mean, Mike Tyson, he has to be broke.
Oh, no, he's not broke.
No,
they paid him a bucket of money, man. No, Netflix paid him a bucket of money for this. How much? Bucket, million.
No, and he also has this. Tyson has this huge marijuana thing going on.
Dude, Tyson has a racket already. No, Netflix paid him, like, they backed up a dump truck of money onto his yard and just dumped it and said, fight this clown. Oh, I don't know. You got to look it up, but it's an exorbitant amount of money.
Yeah, but look, to your point. Look, this is a reason why I don't watch any sports. I lived through the 90s. Jordan, Jackson, Tyson,
Facts.
Okay, Gretzky. There's nothing else to see. Okay,
nothing.
There's nothing else to see, man. These
I
guys.
mean, dude, we watched the Rangers win in '94. We watched the Yankees.
I remember that.
We watched you watched the Giants Ravens super. I'm a Giants fan, even though I live down there now. I'm from New York, right? Like, we watched the Ravens defeat the Giants with that defense Ray Lewis season of theirs. That was unbelievable.
I don't think there's anyone on this chat that's on this podcast that's old enough.
Yeah, 20 million.
The Super Bowl shuffle when the Patriots weren't shit and they went up against the Bears.
Yeah.
McMahon, that was a hot. That thing was all the rage, man.
Dude,
all the rivalries are watered down now. Yeah. College football's a joke. I mean, who watch sports religiously now? If you're 40 plus, 30, 35 plus, like, who watches that crap?
Nah, they don't.
Right. Yeah. Nothing.
Again, it's a different day and age. Yeah. It's a business now. There's too much.
You got 29-year-old quarterbacks in college, played for 4 or 5 teams. I mean, it's a joke, man. It's a joke. But get your money. I'm a capitalist. Get your money, though.
Sure.
Well, I hope Tyson.
Tyson. He's rooting for Tyson.
Yeah.
CT's 20 million they're paying him. I don't think he's broke. That's just an easy, guaranteed money grab.
He doesn't have the same money he had in the 90s. That's all I'm saying.
No.
Dude, but I'm hoping for an Evander Holyfield moment. I really am, where he bites his ear off, like he can't resist, and he just goes.
Nah,
you guys do realize they're friends, right?
Tyson yeah.
Jake Paul.
This is all a dance, man. This is art.
Yeah, so we'll see. But the last great heavyweight was the last great heavyweight is now probably going to be the next president of Ukraine.
Klitschko.
Yep.
Yeah, I think me and you had a conversation about the heavyweight division, right? So just
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we want to see Tyson Fury and Wilder again. Like,
no, that's not ever gonna happen. Yeah. Wilder's a basketball player who just boxes on the side. He's never. I never thought he was a good boxer, but I never thought the heavyweight division was good anyway. That's just me, That's just me. I just think it's just some big dudes just barroom fighting, but
But like I said, man, look, carrying that weight around for 12 rounds, that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's athleticism, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does look like a bunch of brutes with no skill. It's not.
Yeah. Respectful.
Yeah. There's no art to it.
I'd say this. You don't have to go through the whole training rigmarole. Just put the gloves on, get in the ring, do 3 rounds, 3-minute rounds. You will come out of that
exhausted
with a new respect for the heavyweight division.
No, I agree, especially carrying all that weight. I'm just saying, I watched the 80s and 90s. There was an art to it. There was still an art to it.
It was much better then. Yeah.
For the heavyweight,
I think so.
It was still somewhat of an art. Especially carrying all that weight, as Soldier said, it was still an art to it.
Dude, those
was 15 rounds.
And
those were 15 rounds.
That's true. Yeah.
They hit like trucks back, they weren't like big. They didn't just stand next to each other in the middle of the ring back then either.
Yeah,
they moved around.
Dance. Yeah. Okay.
I think it's going to be Tyson, honestly. If we're calling, I think he's going to. It'll look
this
good.
This is exhibition only, right?
Yeah,
it's an exhibition. And look, if Paul has any sort of nostalgia about him, if he respects the sport, even if he can, there's no way I would have this exhibition and beat Tyson.
So just finding those days are over, man.
Well, you might be right.
Kids don't have that.
You're right. Yeah, it would be enough for me to.
He'll want to win more because of that. He'll want to be the guy who knocked Tyson out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say this. There's a part of me that I don't really necessarily like to see everybody get hit nonstop.
Yeah.
It's kind of ugly, man. It's not cute at all, man.
Yeah, there's no mystique anymore for athletes or entertainers anymore. You know, Jake Paul doesn't really look at him the same way if this was 30 years ago looking at Muhammad Ali or something.
You're right.
Yeah.
Well, you got LeBron James making comments about, well, I'm still going to protect my daughter. And I'm like, against who? Who's going after your daughter? Like,
I'm trying to figure that one out.
These celebrities are a joke.
Yeah.
They are a joke, man.
Yeah.
Dude, they're just greedy. They're just business. Like they're their own brands. That's all they are. They market themselves endlessly, and they just cash in on every opportunity they get. Like, I don't hate on their capitalism. God bless them.
Look,
I wish I had.
No, exactly.
Right. Get paid.
Well, like CT said, there was a mistake.
I don't listen to their opinions.
There was a mystique to this. I just loved when my celebrities shut up. You know, just I'm sorry on certain issues. Shut up.
And they fought, and they were experts at what they got paid for.
And there was this sense of, hey, look, at the end of the day, I'm a court jester. I'm not supposed to be weighing in on these big issues like, you know, presidential politics. I mean,
you're in Caesar's game. Please shut up.
Yeah, right.
As Jordan said, I sell shoes to Republicans and Democrats. I love that. Strategically, I love that. You know, so.
Dude, and he's a billionaire. Like, let's just keep that clear. No one talks about that, but Jordan is a billionaire with a B.
Shout out to his mom.
Shout out
to his mom for that.
King of all basketball ever. For anyone, he is the GOAT. I'm sorry.
Yeah, definitely.
He is the GOAT. He did it right.
Don't get, he's better than LeBron in basketball, but the GOAT title is also, there's a lot that's encompassed there beyond basketball. Jordan came out and played with the flu and won a championship game. Still put up like 40 points. I mean, you look like
Jordan. There's no competitive edge anymore. Jordan was the embodiment. He wants to be friends with everybody. That's why I've never really, I was never sold on LeBron. Yeah, he has talent, but Jordan was the ultimate. And then Kobe was the protege. There was a competitive edge. I don't see that anymore.
No, man. Kobe's great guy, but not a Jordan, man. I'm sorry. There will never be another Michael Jordan.
Nah.
That's done.
Sorry. It's not just about Jordan. Like, in my opinion, the reason that Jordan is the GOAT is he can take 4 other average guys and turn them all into all-stars just by being on the court with him. The dude made a guy like Rodman go from a utility player to being an anchor player. He made a guy like Pippen go from, like, these guys had careers, yes, but they never would have achieved what they achieved. What they used to, Ewing on the Knicks used to talk about, the hardest thing about playing the Bulls is you're playing 5 Michael Jordans, because when he's out there with them, all of them play better. You have to have a game for all of them when he's on the court, because he'll drop the ball.
Occasionally, maybe like once a year, I go back and watch all the championship games. They're on YouTube. Go back and watch some of those Bulls championship games, man.
Dude, watch Jordan play. He walks on air. He just leaves the ground and moves toward. I'm sorry, I'm a huge Jordan fan. Like the dude made basketball into art. I mean, his symbol is everywhere. Everyone in the modern day who they talk about the GOAT,
hangover,
rock Jordans, right? They all have their own.
The highlights don't give him justice.
That's true.
I tell everyone with the debate on Jordan, if you've never watched a live game, there's nothing you can tell me. I'm sorry, man.
Jordan. Yes, I agree.
And I forget who just put that up about the him having the gambling. Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't get down. I'm not one of these guys that you're going to meet at the bar and I know every statistic about sports, something as irrelevant as sports. So no, that's I'm not the one for that. So I'm glad to see that encyclopedic knowledge of it. I'm proud to say I don't.
Dude, man, you're making some interesting comments. Would you like to elaborate on your anti-Jordan babble over there, sir?
I really believe, and I could be wrong, but I really believe Jordan was an incredible marketing piece for the NBA.
Oh, no doubt.
Obviously, a very, very, very good athlete, and truth be told, who am I to question anything about the NBA and Jordan? But I think that Jordan played during an era of taxi drivers and teachers, and he had he played during 5 expansion teams that watered the league down. I don't think there were a lot of really good players in the league back then. I really feel like everybody now plays either at Jordan level or above. I remember a time when big men couldn't even hit threes or dribble the ball. Now you have people like that French boy who play like a small man. You didn't really have that
big man that played like small. You have big men in the
too much finesse.
84. I mean, you really think about like a Manute Bol or you really, I mean, Ewing didn't really play. I mean, he just really played the traditional center role.
The Admiral.
Yeah.
David Robinson.
Well, David Robinson really played the center role. He probably
could dribble, could shoot, could hold the paint. I mean, so he couldn't shoot threes. Great. I'm not looking for my center to shoot threes. The fact that a center has a freak ability to shoot threes, but you're saying that
Garnett was the hybrid for.
I mean,
Garnett.
Honestly, Bill Laimbeer was just a
goon,
white boy that
goon.
Listen.
I loved it. I loved it.
I was a child during that time, so maybe I'm misremembering.
No, dude, it's everyone's entitled to an opinion on sports.
I'm like soldiers of finance to a degree. I have done that occasionally. Watched old videos. I particularly love the 63-point game against the Celtics. Incredible game, but I feel like LeBron just does those things on average. It's like it just.
Yeah.
It's sort of like. Yeah, if Jordan got a lot of highlights that I believe ESPN or whoever did the sports, they played it over and over and over and over and over and over again to make it think like he was doing it all the time. LeBron just does these things on any play. It's just
okay.
It's unfair to compare errors. I think it's unfair.
No,
I think it's unfair to compare errors.
Did you say finance?
You want to disagree with my boy Jordan? All right, fine. Let me drop this.
No, I'm not disagreeing with.
Guess what? Jordan never appeared at a Diddy party.
Jordan. The only thing Jordan did was drink and go gambling for days and disappear. Yeah, Jordan didn't have any problems whatsoever that we weren't major incidences. I'm being sarcastic for the people in the audience who don't know. Jordan disappeared for 3 days during a series of playoffs to go on a gambling spree in Vegas.
Yeah, him and his dad, I think, had the gambling fever.
Yeah, the itch.
But to you guys' credits, for everyone that says Jordan didn't have social media era, even now the guy's mysterious as hell. So he knew how to walk in this in this era. I think he would have dominated. Okay, he would have dominated in this era.
Hear me out for a minute,
dude. Jordan would have crushed these guys.
Now I'm from Cleveland right now. I remember when Terrell Brandon made the All-Star game. Good player. But I don't think a guy like Terrell Brandon could even play in this league, nor Mark Price. Mark Price, incredible three. But I just don't – to me, they were stiff. They played boxy, Or maybe it was just really fundamental back then, and I agree.
Then you could get mauled back then in basketball. Now you can't get
But CT, what Jordan was doing was ahead of his time. That's why I say it would have translated into today's game. I promise you, I seen it.
He would have crushed today. He walked on have you ever seen Jordan live? Have you ever watched him play live?
Yes, in Miami down here.
I watched him
live. No,
live, in person.
Never.
If you ever watched Jordan playing, and I've been to a lot of basketball games, and I can't say what.
What year did you go see him?
I saw him play the Knicks.
97, 98?
No. Maybe 96.
96. Okay. So he must have been 16.
Anyhow,
yeah.
It was the year of the second championship that I saw him, I think.
With these rules today, come on, man. Jordan would probably average 50, man.
Let me explain. Watching this guy leave the free throw line and dunk, right? He literally moved as if air was a solid object for him. He steps on it. It is a sight. I've never seen a play. Look, dude, I've been to a lot of games in my life, and I have never seen a player have that much of a wow effect when he moves through the court. That by itself, everything he did, and then witnessing it in person, he's the GOAT. And the fact that now he's a billionaire recluse with a family, and still no one will talk shit about him. It's all these years later. They can't get nothing to come out.
They don't. Yeah, you can't talk about Jordan. I will admit.
You can't talk about Jordan. Everybody gives him mad respect. No one crosses him. Name me another guy in entertainment, history, sports, whatever, that can walk around in the age of social media now.
True.
No problems. They made a Netflix special. They tried to drag his name in with people with it. It didn't work. People loved him more after. I'm just like, how does that not make you the GOAT?
It was a phenomenon, man. It was a phenomenon back then.
All these guys want to be him. LeBron, Kobe, all of them want to be the Jordan of their era. He is Jordan.
Wasn't LeBron's son sitting courtside with a pair of Jordans on?
Was he?
Everybody was.
I'm just saying, like, all those guys have their own sneakers and have a pair of Jordans at home they have for special occasions.
Right.
Like, you can. I'm sorry, I'm the biggest Jordan fan. I was a Knicks fan. You know, I'm from New York.
I personally no longer believe in wearing. I was never a jersey guy, but back in high school we wore jerseys. Okay. I had a Jordan jersey. I had two. I had the red one and I had the Olympic one. I personally do not. I would never wear anyone's name like that on my body after I turned 18. That was the choice that.
Yeah.
I don't do that, but. That's the only other name that I wore was Jordan. Okay, back then, especially in the 90s, he was hot.
Dude,
make sure you didn't get robbed. I remember that.
Oh yeah, you could get. Remember the NBA jackets?
Yeah. Oh, come on, the starter. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, the starter jacket.
Stuck up for that. Easy, right?
Dude, nah. My favorite jersey was my Jordan Dream Team USA jersey.
Oh my God, that number 9 was too hard.
That was fire. That was fire jersey for. I'm just saying, like, dude, he's 1,000 years from now. They'll still be talking about LeBron. They'll still be talking about Kobe, but Jordan will still be Jordan. They will still be comparing them to him. Everyone is compared to him as the benchmark. He is compared to no one. That's what makes you the GOAT. No one's saying, Jordan, is Jordan as good as? No, are they as good or better than Jordan? That's what makes you the GOAT.
Well, even, being a little younger than a lot of the fans of the inception of the NBA, I'm younger than that. I'm middle age, I feel like. I still feel you got to give the respect to the Larry Birds and Magic Johnsons, but Jordan brought the game at the peak of where it is now. Without Jordan, who cares about a LeBron, a Steph? And I'm just being honest. Like, watching a Jordan game was almost like a holiday. I remember these times. The Eastern Conference playoffs was something like, oh my God, dude, I can't put it into words. It was magical. I'm watching these guys high five today, being friends, going on a yacht together. It's so watered down, man. Like,
everything.
You got LeBron's mediocre kid playing out there. Come on, man. Like, this is a joke now.
But again, I'll be fair. I give credit to guys like LeBron and Kobe and stuff. They produced at levels of superstardom that should get them remembered. But again, until you've witnessed what it is to be in the presence of Michael Jordan slam dunking from the foul line in a game, you don't know. Like that it's just a thing. It's a sight to behold that changes it all for you. Because I was not a Jordan fan till that. Like, I'm a Knick fan, man. Growing up, I hated Jordan. He ruined my day regularly as a kid.
I feel like I'll tell you why I'm upset with LeBron, because I think LeBron could have surpassed Jordan in terms of mystique. I think he was just so buddy. I don't know if it's the whole single mother complex. I don't know. You know, Jordan kind of grew up with more values, mom and dad at home. LeBron didn't have a killer instinct. And I think because of that, there's a respect I can't give him. Like, LeBron, to me, never really dominated the way he was supposed to. 6'9", 270. Who the hell can stop you? I don't know if it was the lack of grace that he didn't have, that a Kobe had, or Jordan had, but something about LeBron, I'm so upset with him. He didn't utilize all of his talents. That's what I saw with LeBron in his entire career. No killer instinct, man.
I feel like players right now can dunk from the free throw line just on a Tuesday. I mean,
it's not the dunking.
You're not taking
how it happens. I get it.
Like, for example, LeBron came in. I remember when LeBron came in, there was a lot of fanfare. It was immediately expected that he was going to do great things. That wasn't the case for Jordan. Jordan had to build over time. It was a progression, and people love, that underdog makes good story. So it was a lot of factors off the court that factored into. I
thought Jordan averaged.
When Jordan came to the Bulls,
he was nobody. It took him 3-4 years till he had a team around.
He averaged 30 points.
Listen, somebody said I'm bugging. LeBron got a killer instinct. I don't think you watch basketball, because if you go back and watch all of the key moments of his career, he's 50-50 when it comes to like taking command of the ball. The last 2 minutes, the last minute. LeBron, I'm sorry, he capitulates. I'm sorry.
I'm looking at it now. Jordan averaged 28 points a game his rookie year.
But how many wins did the Bulls have that year?
Right.
The Cavs
they had no expectation of him to win. They were about to trade him or some such or whatever.
There's no iron team.
Respectfully, Gippy, is finance. You guys are Jordanites. I mean,
okay, fine, dude. Don't get me wrong. I don't deny that. He was always good.
Jordan, LeBron was pretty much a child when he came into the league. Man,
I mean, dude,
6'9", 270.
I think that Jordan in his prime would make LeBron look like a child. Like, I'm a firm believer that if you got them on their peak day, right, the peak day of their careers, you put them both head to head. Jordan makes.
Are we talking about one-on-one or team?
One-on-one, all by himself.
JJ Barea was the end of the discussion of the GOAT talk for me. I watched that finals. I'm sorry, he has no killer instincts. JJ Barea. I leave it there. If you know, you know. I'm sorry. LeBron's not the GOAT. And maybe I'm a Jordanite as well, but it's because I watched this man. And he was the underdog. He had to build. LeBron was the chosen one at 16? They said he could have played in the NBA.
From the start.
So,
right.
Come on,
I'm
man.
telling you, Jordan is the mark that they all aspire to be. Jordan created from nothing.
I'm sorry. Can we highlight American Millennial?
You want which one? More physical league?
11-16, real quick.
Oh yeah, hold on.
Can we highlight that real quick? Okay, I'm about to see. Oh,
all right, I'm getting outside my territory because I haven't messed with sports in a while. Plus, I'm not Jordan. I'm not a billionaire, so I gotta get up and make something happen in the morning. I'm getting ready.
No, it's
we gotta wrap this up, dude.
Okay, well, pretty much it's the one that says Lakers, Trailblazers, Suns, Supersonics, and Jazz. Oh, okay, he beat an old Lakers. Trailblazers only had Clyde Drexler. Charles Barkley, the Suns, and the Supersonics. Come on.
Yeah, they had more. The Suns had more than Barkley. They had his name?
Was it Dan Marley?
Yeah, Marley to shoot.
Yeah.
Can we admit, at least I can give this. LeBron was the better overall player. From passing to defense, I just feel like he didn't utilize his entire skill set, or rather his killer instinct. He wasn't dominant like he was supposed to be. Can he score? He's almost 6'9", 270. I expect him to still be averaging over 20 at 40.
We should do a
But
show
it's
next
something.
week.
All right, I hear you.
Covering this topic, which era was the best, or something like that, right?
Oh man,
I'm gonna be biased personally, but you know, I love watching my 90s for me personally, and some people might say the 80s, but I love the 90s.
Right.
For basketball, the 90s, yeah, but that's again, it's sentiment. I can't say that.
I personally believe that the 90s was the high watermark for sports.
Yes, I agree with that.
Good point.
I
Good
agree with
point.
that.
Because I think I was watching.
It became too much of a business. They weren't willing to let players like be obliterated anymore. Like that started the change that a player became
think about Bo Jackson. Think about Bo Jackson, okay, and Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
If you had an investment in them today, would they even let them do that?
No, they wouldn't. You can't. The schedule prevents you on purpose.
Look, Bo Jackson. What happened? That was Shakespeare.
Yep. Well, I was gonna say I'm almost willing to bet most kids or younger people in the 90s was watching all sports, baseball, hockey.
Yeah, you saw it, everything.
Yep.
I saw everything.
Dude, do you remember the Bo Jackson video game? One side was baseball.
Come on, of course.
And then it was football. Oh, dude. Who knows?
You had Deion Sanders out there doing the two sport thing.
I thought that was almost impossible. Him and Bo doing that. I was like looking at them like superheroes.
Technically, even Jordan did two sports in his own ridiculous way.
We choose not to talk about baseball, Jordan.
I get not to, but again, he did do it, and miserably.
He did it. He did
it. But he's still worth $1 billion. So
do y'all even remember the cartoon that they had?
Yeah.
Had Bo Jackson, Wayne Gretzky,
the All-Stars or whatever, the All Sports All-Star, whatever that was. Yeah. That. Oh my God. The 80s was also the peak of American cartoons.
Oh yeah, definitely. They don't even have cartoons on Saturday.
I mean, it just after the 80s and the early 90s, American cartoons just went right over there.
My children don't even know some of this nostalgia. You know, I played every now and then, but like they don't understand, you know, so.
Right.
Well, they don't watch cartoons anyway, so.
That's crazy. Wow. The world is so different. Can you imagine when you were a kid saying that you didn't watch Saturday, like there was no Saturday morning cartoon?
You knew where every kid was from like 8 a.m. to noon on a Saturday.
Yeah. After cartoons, go outside and actually do something.
Right.
So, yeah, it's different.
It hits different, dude. It hits different.
All right, man.
Guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Gravity. Gravitating away.
Hey, I enjoyed you guys, man. Appreciate it. CT, Gimpy, Soldier. Yeah, just, may the force be with y'all, man. Stand 10 toes on what y'all know is right. So that's how I leave y'all tonight. Appreciate y'all.
I'm going to leave you with a live long and prosper.
Yes, sir.
Peace and long life, brother. Peace and long life.
Talk to you guys later.
Talk to you later.